Officially, February of 2026 is not only the snowiest February on record, but is now the snowiest month on record in the history of St. John's International, going back to 1942. So certainly has been a very snowy month. Many of you have been asking how this winter compares to 2000-2001, which was the snowiest on record. We'll compare these two after I thank this evening's sponsor, Heave Away Waste Management.
Get your duds in order, 'cause we're bound to cross the water. Heave away, me jollies, heave away. Come get your duds in order, 'cause we're bound to leave tomorrow. Heave away, me jolly boys, we're all bound away.
So we look at this table here, and this will give us an indication of how much snow fell in each month of winter 2000-2001 versus this winter, 2025-2026. And as you can see, October, no real difference, but November, December, January of 2000-2001, way snowier. February of 2026, way snowier than that winter. So while it certainly has been a snowy above average winter in the St. John's area at the airport, it has not been as snowy as that winter. I mean, even comparing what we look at for the total through February, and as you can see, April was very snowy that year as well. Through February, 2001 had 480.6 centimeters. This winter, 389.4. Total for that winter, 648.4, 389.4 so far this winter, which only runs through the end of February, which has one more day left in it. So could we catch the snowiest of all time? It's a non-zero chance. Is it likely? Probably not, unless we have a very, very snowy March and April and even May. So we'll keep a close eye on that, but that's where things stand right now. There is some snow in the forecast, potentially for the middle of next week for eastern areas and maybe a little bit on Sunday as well. We'll touch on that right now. Here's future radar and cloud cover, and that will show us that the clouds are going to roll into Labrador overnight, at least initially in the west and very far in the west at that. Most of us are going to see clear skies tonight, even the Avalon clearing overnight. For the day tomorrow, some snow pushes through much of northern and western Labrador. Beyond that, it's a pretty quiet Saturday across much of the province. Across the island, we are going to see a dry start to Sunday, but some snow begins to develop across western areas during the day as a cold front moves through. Another area of low pressure will swing east of the Avalon on Sunday, may brush the area with some snow or some light rain and snow or freezing rain. I'll keep a close eye on that over the weekend. Heaviest stuff for now looks like it remains offshore. This is not a setup like we had last weekend. At least that's how it looks to me right now. We're not looking at a slow move or anything like that. And there's a lot more certainty this weekend than last weekend in the forecast. And as we go into Sunday evening, a few flurries across central and northeastern Newfoundland. Snowfall-wise, we're not looking at crazy amounts across the board. A few centimeters in much of Labrador, a few centimeters for parts of western Newfoundland. A lot of that, though, relegated to the higher terrain up into the mountains. Good news for the snowmobilers and obviously the skiers and backcountry skiers, but be safe. And on the Avalon, a couple of centimeters maybe Sunday along the southern shore if we see that low move in and if the snow is not, if we see more snow than rain, although it looks like it's going to be fairly wet snow at the bare minimum on Sunday if it does. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Again, I'll have an update for you on that over the weekend. So for tonight across the province, we're looking at minus teens and 20s in Labrador, minus single digits to minus teens on the island. For the day tomorrow, Saturday across Newfoundland, a quiet day, a little breezy in spots, -1 to -5, a fair bit of sunshine. Into Labrador, again, the snow moves into the west and the north later in the day. Aside from that, sunshine in the east and the southeast. Looking ahead to Sunday, a little bit cooler in Lab West with a cold front moving through. Temperatures into the minus teens and 20s on the island. Again, the messy weather coming in as that cold front sweeps through, and that will set the stage for a somewhat colder start to next week for much of Newfoundland with highs of -1 to -5 Monday and Tuesday in the east. A little colder central, west, and north. A little milder on the south coast. If I were to show you that 7 day, speaking of that, you can find that on my website, and you're also seeing it in the little 5-day icons there below. Into Labrador, turning much colder as we go into the second half of the weekend and next week in the north and the west and the south, with highs in the minus teens and the minus 20s, but no real significant weather in the forecast, at least for the time being. If you don't have my app yet, be sure to get it in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store. If you're watching this on the big old YouTube, you can capture that QR code there and I'll take you right to it. If you're watching on Facebook, You can get the app too. Same thing with the QR code. Don't forget to follow on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. Have a very good Friday evening. My next update for you will be at some point over the weekend, but I'm going to take a little, I think, much needed break. Have a very good Friday evening, folks, and a great weekend.